Hello and welcome to A Story a Day, your daily captivating stories that entertain and inspire audience of all ages. Welcome. And our guest for today is a professor. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
How is it going?
Everything is fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Feel comfortable, okay?
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
It's quite a beautiful moment to find myself in such a serene and a wonderful environment.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling wow.
You're feeling good?
I don't know whether I can say I'm feeling ecstatic.
Okay.
Because this is the place that I've yearned to be for quite a good number of years.
Okay, I'm happy
and
to
I'm
have
proud
you.
to have stepped into Jabali Media.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Karibu sana, okay?
Asante sana.
Tuambie sasa, before I start, you look awesome in your official wear.
Wow.
Hebu simama kwanza watu wakuone.
Thank you. This is me.
From where? Tuambie hata unatoka wapi.
I'm from Homa Bay. I was born in Homa Bay, brought up in Migori. You know, in Homa Bay, there is one of legendary man known in Homa Bay. We once had Governor Awiti who was dancing here and there. And after that, we had Jack Songo, this night runner who was demanding for a license such that he can run each and every time in the night. That is where I come. So I've come out to showcase the world that we don't just run in Homa Bay, but we dress smartly.
Yeah, you look good.
Yes, in fact, with this one in Homa Bay,
how does it cost?
If this one is just $100. In Homa Bay, we boycotted shillings.
Okay.
And the only challenge is that when you work with this in Homa Bay, you can't be given any government job.
Why?
This one is for security personnel in Homa Bay.
Hi, security personnel?
Yes, but in this place, it's meant for professors.
Professors?
Yeah, so that is Homa Bay.
That is Homa Bay?
Yeah.
Social and culture.
Oh, thank you.
You run
yeah.
during the day and also
in the night. You know, we are licensed to do that.
We are good runners.
Yeah, we are good runners in Homa Bay, but we don't just run. We are people who have digged deep into academics. And that is why when you see me today representing Homa Bay, I'm a different person.
You're a different person?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, tell us, you've just mentioned about education. How is your education history looks like?
Wow. Allow me dig a little deep into my story.
Okay.
I was born in a polygamous family. My dad had 5 wives, with the reason well known that he was a person who was employed in Sony Sugar. And by then the term Sony Sugar. So I guess if each and every lady could hear that the man was working in Sony Sugar, every man was coming to our home. So my mom is the 3rd wife. And by goodness is that Dad tried by all means to ensure that we all got fed up with education. We are 21 in total, imagine. That
21?
21.
Okay.
21.
We're
a good number. Yes, but we were all taken to school. So being brought up in a polygamous setup, sometimes it's challenging.
Yeah, I know, it can be.
Yes, with the reasons.
Financial
yeah, sometimes maybe there is a difference in understanding between the mothers. So my mother will tell me sometimes that, let me see you stepping into Mama Nani's house. But I had a firm belief that being that we are a family, I can't create an enmity between my brothers and sisters. One siblings, forever siblings. When we fall together. When we rise, we rise together. And we are rising.
Yeah.
Yes. So I went to a primary school called Nyakango Primary School. I tried hard. I worked smartly. I scored 397. And scoring such a marks in a primary school, a public village, it was a privilege.
Yeah,
in fact, it was a honor, not just a privilege. And I felt it. So after that, I received calling letters from various schools. Homa Bay School, I remember Gorosare. And by then, I had not stepped outside the village. My life was full in the village.
A village?
Yes. So I thought of moving to those bigger schools. But apparently, the very same moment, my dad lost his job.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is
so
very
what happened is that I had to step to Nyakango Secondary School. It was just next to Nyakango Primary, a school with a population of 102 students total.
Total?
Yes. No.
From 1 to Form 4?
From 1 to Form 4, and no one had ever gone to university. Yes. Okay. So my dad told me one thing, that my son, go to that school and leave a mark. And another thing he told me that go to school and be a man, change the history of that school. So I lived with that determination. I stepped into that school, and my performance was wonderful. My first result was A, Form 1.
Airplane.
Airplane.
That's
My
nice.
first A, and the only A. I never saw A again. And people said that if you scored this A, because you're just in Form 1, you'll never see it again. No, you'll never make it to university with this school. But I kept on with that determination. And apparently, when I sat for my KCSE, my first B plus, and I was the only student who went to university.
From that school?
Yes.
Okay, that's very encouraging.
And I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that is all about my academics. So after Form 4, I stepped into KC University because I loved speaking much. I said, let me move to the media industry. Communication and media, and I fit well.
It fits you.
I'm a journalist.
A journalist.
Yes.
By profession.
By profession.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
And who was the biggest influential person in your life towards you choosing media and not medicine, agribusiness, political science, and these other courses?
Honestly, I was born talkative and I love speaking. My worst fear or my worst disease is stepping into public and leaving that place without speaking any single word. That is my worst. That could be my worst day. So being that this is something I loved and I felt it,
Yes.
And I knew I was going for it. So the person can say was driving me much to pursue this was Kanzedena. By then, she was a presenter in KBC. So each and every time I could tell my mother, Mommy, you know what, when I grow up, I will marry Kanzedena. The mom could laugh. So I still couldn't even understand marriage. But I was saying that I will marry Kanzedena. But as I speak now, I'm a journalist by profession. I believe that one day I'll meet Kanzedena and inform her that you're the person who made me step into this field. Her level of presentation was well. She was good in everything. Eloquent, pretty, beautiful, wonderful, charming.
Everything.
Yes.
She's everything.
She's everything.
Okay, that's nice. And what has been the worst moment in your life since you're coming from a polygamous family?
My worst moment?
Yeah.
In my life, I can attribute it to leadership. I'm not a politician, but I'm a leader, all the way from my family. Because I could see the actions that my dad could take. If he behaved weak or appeared weak, I'm quite sure that we could have been in a mess. So my worst fear now at this age now is seeing the younger generation struggling. Like apparently you did see the past few weeks when the nation was in chaos. Younger people were in dire need to occupy the government, most of the government slots, because they felt the government was in a mess. So seeing younger people struggling in what they deserve is what I feel that pain even at this moment. Yeah. And I'm quite sure that the very moment the youth stepped into parliament, it's a mark. They just never stepped into parliament because they were demonstrating or rioting. But 2027, if not half, then the whole of the parliament will be occupied by youth, elected by the people of Kenya. The Gen Z.
Generation Z.
Yeah. So that's my worst fear.
Okay, and what does your future hold?
My future?
Yeah.
I still don't know, but I hold firm to a belief that I will not struggle. I was not born to struggle. Reason? I've been through a million of challenges, thousands of challenges here and there, but still I move on.
You overcome from those challenges?
I've overcome those challenges, and I'm a firm believer in the supernatural being. I'm a Christian, and because I serve my God will never leave me serve. I'm moving the right path, so I don't have fear of my future. Let me just do my part and leave the rest to God.
Okay, you just talk about your media personnel. What is the worst story have you ever worked towards, and how did you manage to work on it at the end? The worst.
My worst story?
Yeah. Distressing story,
It's still the story of youths. Just in the past few weeks, as I stated, working on a story, writing scripts in every line, that apparently a young man was shot with a live bullet in front of journalists, and not just one, not just two, not just three, of younger men, peaceful persons, just seeking their rights, were shot dead. I never completed the story and I never submitted it to the editor. Apparently, I thought that I would be fired, but they gave me a second chance. It was painful, horrifying. Yeah, that's my worst story.
Okay, and what do you like?
What I like?
What do you fear in life most?
At my age, I fear relationship.
I mean, it's so that means you're not seeing anyone.
Honestly,
I'm not seeing anyone.
honestly, I've seen.
Okay, I'll connect you to one of my friends.
Maybe if it can work,
Mhm.
I'm sure it can't work. It's my fear. I can never engage.
Have you ever tried one before?
I tried in 2020
Mm.
for 2 months, and it never worked. And I said no, and it's no up to the end, and that is who I am.
Okay, that's nice. We've come to the end of this show. I've been your host, Zuleka Salim. Let's meet tomorrow for more episodes.